Welcome, Sea of Thievers. I just wanted to give some beginner Hourglass tips because I've been noticing, I've been loading in really quickly and there's been a lot of people playing Hourglass and a lot of them are quite new. It could be the PS5 people, or it could be people coming back to the game that haven't played in a while. So I just sort of wanted to give the beginner knowledge you need to be able to compete properly in Hourglass. So the very first thing I do is I always buy a storage crate when I'm going to do Hourglass. When you dive for Hourglass, you'll lose any loot you have, but you keep the flags and storage crates you have. So you can bring them with you. And I always just bring an empty one. And that means once you sink a boat, you can then take all their supplies with the storage crate instead of doing it by hand, which is absolutely horrible to do. Then once you've actually dived and you've come up on another player, the first thing you're going to want to do is turn to the right, so you're facing them with your left side. You always want to be fighting whenever you can with your left side. And this is because that on a sloop, you actually have less holes you can get on the left side. There's one more hole on the right side that you can get. If you want to know more about that, there's heaps of videos about how the holes are made and the different areas the holes can be on, but you have less holes on the left side, so everyone's going to be wanting to fight on the left side, and that's what you should be instantly doing as soon as you come up on a player. You want to have your sails at about half or just above half. It makes it a lot easier to turn, and because you're in Hourglass, you don't need to be running, you don't need to be doing any of that. So it's completely fine to be slower and have the mobility to turn and keep angle. So Hourglass battles are a little bit different to the normal ones you'd find on the high sea, mainly because nobody can run in Hourglass. And because no one can run, you don't really have to worry about the damage you've got as much as you would on the normal seas, because hopefully you're trading shots with the other boat and they'll be in the same position you are, so you don't need to turn off and repair and that. You can just take a few buckets every now and again, keep holes in the bottom of your boat, it doesn't matter. You just have to outlast the other boat. So in a typical solo Hourglass game that I'm playing, you're going to have heaps of holes and so will the other boat, and it normally will end with either someone boarding someone else or someone will get one board and die and then they'll sink. You're normally both close to sinking and you're just trying to push the other person over the edge and get them to sink before you do. So a lot of the time you're in a position where if you're not tending to your boat, you're going to sink. Your boat isn't completely repaired, you've got water in it, and that's pretty normal for Hourglass fights. Because the thing is, hopefully your opponent is in the same position and you've just got to last longer than they do. So this is where you do just kind of have to think differently from a normal battle. If you've got lots of holes and you've got water in your boat, but you know you've hit the other boat as well, you don't need to back out, you don't need to run, you don't need to repair. You can continue fighting because you know that they're at the same point you are. Because once you back out and start repairing, they're going to be doing the same thing. And it'll just be an even playing field again. You're going to both have no holes, full repairs, no water, and you're just pretty much going to restart the battle. So you're only going to want to do that if you are sure that you are way more disadvantaged than them. If you are about to sink and you've only hit them once or something like that, that is a good time to back out and repair because you're going to get an advantage from that. But if you're about at the same level, there's no reason to run and repair because you can just keep up shooting them, keep juggling buckets with yourself, and hopefully they'll sink before you do. This is also the truth if, say, you get demastered. If you get demastered, a lot of people, especially when I've been playing, the new people will they'll run up and try and pull the mast back up and repair it and get moving again. You don't need to. You can't go anywhere in Hourglass. You're stuck in this zone, and losing your mast isn't the biggest deal. It is better to have it up. But if you can keep angle with it down, it doesn't really matter. Just get straight to the wheel, make sure you've got your left side facing them, and keep shooting them even when your mast is down. Maybe get their mast down, or hope you can one-bill them, and then you can think about getting yours back up. And if you lose, you still gain reputation, and sometimes it's better to lose and just get on to the next battle. There's no point drawing out a fight and running away to repair over and over again when you are just going to lose in the end. Sometimes it is better to just fight, and if you lose, that's fine. You can get on to the next one. Maybe it'll be easier. If you want to learn more of the technical Hourglass stuff, there's heaps of videos you can find on what to do in every situation. But really, if you're just starting, the best way to get better is just to keep playing. And when you lose, just remember what made you lose and try not to do that next time.